An Auburn teenager is in serious condition in the hospital tonight, but that's good news, considering Stephen Freest was trapped by rocks at the bottom of the Green River Gorge for 36 hours. Despite his broken bones and severe hypothermia, he's expected to recover just fine. It was a drama that was unfolding as we were on the air last night. Chris Lagares picks up the story from there.
The Green River Gorge. Stephen Freest had come here to camp with friends on Saturday. The 14-year-old got up in the middle of the night and disappeared.
Approximately 2 to 2:30 Sunday morning, he was thirsty and was going to go to the car where they had parked to get a drink of water. They had a water jug there. And from what I understand, he didn't have a flashlight. So apparently he got himself lost in the dark.
2 hikers found Stephen yesterday afternoon. He had fallen 75 feet off a cliff and become buried in a rock slide. The rescue was dramatic. While Enumclaw firefighters freed the boy, an Army helicopter moved into position to airlift him out of the gorge. A tricky maneuver through the trees at dusk. Stephen was taken to Harborview Hospital with a broken pelvis and severe hypothermia. At one point, his body temperature had dipped to 81 degrees.
I can sure thank God for the 2 people that found him, because if they hadn't found him when they did, he'd be dead now.
The boy still has to undergo surgery on Friday when steel plates will be put in his pelvis to help mend those broken bones. But doctors expect a full recovery. He's a tough, husky boy, his dad says. He's going to pull through. Chris Lagares, Cairo Eyewitness News.
Good evening. I'm Wendy Mann.
I'm Charles Johnson. Also tonight on the 10 o'clock news, charges are dropped against a man tonight after being trapped for more than 2 days by a rock slide in the Green River Gorge. As we reported last night, the teenager had surgery for a fractured pelvis and was treated for hypothermia. He was found yesterday and rescued by an Army helicopter team. Diane Robinson reports on the daring crew that saved the day.
Shortly after dawn breaks, it's the change of command for the MASS team. The new crew checks out the equipment and clears the helicopter for operations. They must be ready on a moment's notice.
MASS has performed many rescue missions in this area, but few as spectacular as the life-saving effort at the Cedar River Gorge last night.
A 14-year-old Auburn boy was trapped for more than 2 days by a rock slide in the Green River Gorge. He had a fractured pelvis and he was suffering from hypothermia. It was getting dark and time was critical. The terrain was jagged with trees on both sides. Rescue units talked the crew down the gorge inch by inch.
The quarters were somewhat closely confined as far as the trees. Once down inside there, everything was fairly stable. The winds were blowing real hard, but lowering the medic up and down was a little bit of a challenge, and also the patient.
A mission like this one is standard fare for the MASS team. They're usually called on to do Mission Impossible. There's 2 crews alternating 24-hour shifts covering the whole state of Washington. The work is sometimes dangerous, the shifts are long, but the payoff is satisfaction.
I guess for me it's really rewarding because I'm pretty new, and being able to get a patient out of a sticky situation and get him to the hospital quickly is real rewarding. It's great. I love it.
I'm Diane Robinson for the 10 o'clock news.
The incident in the Green River Gorge had all the makings of a tragedy, and no one is happier about the outcome than Freest's relieved parents. Today, Stephen's father, Richard, said he couldn't thank the rescue team enough. Doctors have told him if his son had been found 5 hours later, it probably would have been too late. Although the boy was conscious when found, he apparently has no recollection of what even happened.
He asked me, he says, what happened to me? And I told him he was in a rock slide. And he says, a rock slide? And I says, yeah. He says, am I still alive? And I says, yeah, you're still alive.
Freest adds that he hopes his son's experience will serve as a reminder to all youngsters to let people know where you are going.